Okay, we're back again. I forgot my camera today, so we're kind of getting this up a little bit. We're in Raj's car right now. It's Raj over there. We got Trey in the back, who's finally returned.
Yep.
After he kind of went to comatose after Hannibal. Not Hannibal. Fuck.
No, I saw...
Hansel.
You know, that I actually saw the crappy spin-off on Netflix, and it was worse.
That's hard to believe.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so we just got out of the new Tom Cruise movie, Oblivion, and Raj...
You want to put it up there?
Raj, I'm fine like this, okay? No one likes a backseat director. Okay.
That's a producer.
What?
Good one.
Well played. Okay. Okay, so what do you guys think?
I liked the movie.
I thought it was a good movie.
I liked it, yeah.
They liked it more than me.
We definitely thought it was a good movie.
Should we start with the good or the bad?
Let's start with the good.
I
think.
Actually, you know, fuck it, let's try it. Nope, see, that told you that it wouldn't work.
You gotta really...
There you go.
Yeah, look at that.
Close enough.
That's some good stuff right there.
Huzzah! Okay.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Cool.
Alright, so, I guess just kind of go over the basic story first and just kind of go from there. That's kind of usually how we do this anyway. So, for those who are... the story is actually surprisingly overly convoluted, at least in my opinion. It was kind of a mess. It had like just from plot twist to plot twist to plot twist, a slow development, and then action scene, and then it just got really over convoluted. What the basic story is that after a big war with some kind of alien race, the world is basically decimated by nuclear war and all that stuff. So basically, the whole world's in ruin, and the only people that are left there, at least on the Earth's surface, is Tom Cruise and this other girl who's what are you doing?
They called her Victa.
Victa.
Which was a very bad pet name, I thought.
I don't know the name of the actress. But anyway,
she was British.
So basically,
she was super annoying.
Yeah, their job is basically to keep track of these drones that protect these big salvage things. Or basically take what's left of useful from Earth and take it to Titan, the Jupiter moon, or Saturn.
So these machines suck up the water for energy, and the drones protect that, and they
maintain the drones.
Right.
And they protect it from what they call scavengers, which is what we assume the alien race they fought.
Yeah, what they assume, and that's where the first plot twist really kind of comes in.
Yep.
As you know, we tell spoilers on this all the time at this point, so I'm sure you're expected by now. But overall, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going with this. I'm tired. I haven't eaten since lunch.
You're going with it was a good movie.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay.
I think me and Trey liked the movie a lot more than Michael did.
Granted, what the shit I've seen this year, this is far superior, but it's still just okay. It got...
I'm gonna disagree. I'm gonna say it's a good movie. Because
it's better than what Rotten Tomatoes given it. To be fair, it's like 55 on 57 on Rotten Tomatoes. It's much better than that.
Yeah,
that's a bit low.
That's a low. Yeah.
I thought it was at least in the 70s.
But to me, it's like I thought like the characters were kind of bland. They were kind of boring. The story just got all over the place.
I'm gonna admit it was a little bit of a slow start. I thought, but definitely, like, you know, the first act of the movie was a little long. But once they once everything got like kind of laid out for us, I thought the pace definitely picked up.
Well, the pace picked up. That problem is, along the way, the story just got more and more just overcomplicated. It became like a mixture between the Matrix and the Island.
Like, to me, it wasn't that complicated. Was it? I mean, sure, what do you think?
Well,
no.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this. It had. Like, looking at it as a whole from, like, oh, there's this, then there was this, then this guy came out of nowhere, and he crashed on the ground and then destroyed a bunch of shit. Like, looking from it, like, from an over-encompassing view, it was complicated. Like,
I'm not saying it's just convoluted.
There was a lot.
It was convoluted. There was a lot. Like, taking it all in at once and in the form of a memory, there was a lot. But seeing it, I mean... Because the movie was, what, 2 hours long?
Yeah, 2 hours and like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was 2 hours long. It was, you know, pretty decently long. I thought that it was paced pretty well. You know, it was never...
the security guys coming over here.
Hi there, security guy.
We're going to get probably kicked out. All right, cool. All right, hold on.
We're gonna have to...
Hold on.
Hold on.
Take two.
You're on photo. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had to move our car because apparently the Popo don't like us doing a review in there.
Are you guys doing drugs? No, we're not.
No, please. No, we're gonna talk about Tom Cruise. Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah.
Same high.
Yeah.
But What the fuck were we talking about?
We were.
I think Oblivion. The movie
Yeah.
Oblivion.
I think that's a fair guess. Thank you,
Alright.
Trey.
We were going over the story. I know we're talking about the girl character. So
Okay.
I don't know. I guess we could just start at a random point.
Good, bad. What happened?
Okay, I know
What
you were saying the girl annoyed you. Why did she annoy you?
She annoyed me. She was just. I mean, I understood her position. She wanted to get home. She's been stuck on Earth.
Right.
Basically stuck in this little house, as we're led to assume. Little house on top of the world. And she just wants to get home, and Tom Cruise is like, trying to have fun with it. And the whole time she's just nagging him. Just nagging.
Well, she was hot.
She was.
What?
And then you had kind of the random dream scene. It was there was one that kind of made me laugh a little bit. It was the one where there was Tom Cruise is growing this little potted flower that he brings to her, and then she goes and drops him off, and then he goes, basically says, "Let's have sex in the pool," and then the music reaches this epic crescendo. And then he goes, "Tom Cruise has sex."
Okay, speaking of the music, that was an awesome soundtrack.
That was an awesome soundtrack.
Awesome soundtrack.
Number one reason. I mean, not number one reason.
I'm sorry, it ripped off
Inception.
Well, there was no.
There was a. That's because I remember that's because it confused me. It's are you in Inception now? Because it goes. It's the exact same fucking thing. Not to the extreme, mind you, but still, I noticed.
There was no dubstep.
There was no dubstep.
That was a big plus for me. There was no dubstep. That was one. Two, it was instead of purely being orchestrated, there was synthesizers. I don't know if you guys noticed, but most of the orchestration was classic violin.
It was. Yeah, no, that's what I really
it was so
did like
cool.
it. Yeah.
And they had arpeggiators and shit, and I'm like, I know that. I could do that. That works with me.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed the music. But going back to the movie, did we ever finish the story?
We got into the basics of it. The court, where the plot twist started to come in is about a quarter of the way through the movie, is when Tom Cruise is sitting in this little log cabin he's built for himself, and the only good piece of land basically left on Earth, and he's what are you looking at?
I'm actually doing this, looking at the soundtrack for Oblivion. I want to see if it's the same.
Okay, anyway. So then he sees his crashed thingamabob or ship thing crash on Earth. This is after he finds a beacon he thinks has been laid by the scavengers.
Scavs,
whatever.
They prefer to be called scavs.
Whatever. Anyway, so he goes to investigate that, and then he finds this woman that he keeps seeing in his dreams that he believes are memories. And as soon as that scene comes, oh, this is going to lead to a really stupid twist, I can tell. I was kind of right. But,
I don't know if it was stupid. I thought it worked.
I said it was kind of. I didn't...
Okay, well, I thought it worked. I thought it was a unique twist that I haven't seen before.
Come on.
The clone thing?
The island did the exact same thing.
Well...
Okay.
Well, no, because in the island, his love interest was the same the whole time. In this movie, the love interest shifted.
So they changed.
I'm just saying,
much different.
That's definitely
it's the same basic concept. It's a clone where they give some kind of basic idea and give him a false hope to root for, and then when they finally reach that hope, they kill him. That's basically how the plot works, isn't it?
That's true. I mean, that's an oversimplification.
That's definitely oversimplified.
But for this movie, it was definitely
I mean, mix that with the Matrix, and boom, this is the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, even had the black guy in the dark wearing the sunglasses for no reason.
That's true.
Okay, yeah. You can't argue with that one.
Can't argue with that.
But that seemed kind of. I think I was like, this is the fucking Matrix. Well, granted, it shifted away from that.
I don't think we fully explained the plot twist of this movie.
Okay, and then let's into that a little. So basically, he finds it turns out is his wife from the wife before from before.
Well, this thing crashes first. This capsule.
Did
we talk about that already?
Yeah, we talked about that.
Okay.
So he finds the crash. Turns out the probes that he's been protecting actually programmed to kill humans. So he gets captured by the scavengers who look ridiculous, look like a mixture between the Predator and the Sand People from Star Wars.
District 9 guys too, kind of.
Not really.
Little bit.
Yeah, they definitely look like Predator for sure.
Yeah.
From Predator, that I kind of
they even had the dread.
Yeah.
Kind of dreads.
I kind of wanted someone to lean over and go, "They'll be back, and in greater numbers," But so they take him out. It turns out it's Morgan Freeman, and he basically gives we've been watching you, Jack.
Yeah.
And of course, he gives his Morgan Freeman speech, and I
like that part of the movie.
Again, it was basically like Morpheus, take the blue pill, and go back to everything you've known before.
Kind of was like that.
Or it's a red pill, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can, angry fanboys can correct me in the comments. Anyway,
where's it going with this? Oh yeah. So basically, they want Tom Cruise to go reprogram a captured drone to basically send a nuclear bomb up to the big ship and blow it up completely. But he refused to do that, and he goes, "If you go past, like, you don't question anything, do you?"
Yeah,
and,
smoking.
He was not smoking weed.
It's like you do. That's because they tell you to. You get a memory mic for some reason you chose not to ask any real questions about. But you don't to go past the radiation zone. You'll find your answers there. Something like that. And he sends them off.
Which he did, and he got his answers.
And
Yeah,
the answer
the
again
answers.
kind of made me laugh because I never thought I'd see a movie where this actually happened. Where she goes into the other district by accident, mind you. This is after like
he crashes.
This is after basically the whole shit's gone down. And he's gone back to his home. His girlfriend's basically rejected him at this point because he thinks he's having kind of an affair with the survivor chick.
Yeah.
Which is kind of true.
But it's funny because the girl he's with is actually a clone.
Yeah, well that's spoiler.
Hey, you said we could talk about spoilers.
I was going sequentially.
Okay, well.
We were getting to the clones, and that's when
No, we talked about them being clones already.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we
Did we?
talked about
Back
the
before
islands.
security guard.
Oh, right. Okay.
Remember?
Well, never mind then.
Yeah, stupid security guard ruined this. Okay, anyways.
Anyway, so yeah, he goes to the other district, and he looks over someone else is scavenging the drones too, and he looks over and it's a Tom Cruise clone. And we got something again, an Earth-I'd see. We got a Tom Cruise versus Tom Cruise fight,
Oh, it was actually
which
pretty
is
cool.
the single dumbest and awesome thing I've ever seen.
I was like, what? And then
It's like,
when they
what,
started
like-
fighting, I was like, it was pretty cool.
It's like it's Tom Cruise versus Tom Cruise. Next thing you know, just want Arnold
That was-
Schwarzenegger fighting Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
That was
was-
definitely surprising.
That was surprising.
I
I
did
was
not expect that.
I actually kind of
at
saw it
all.
coming because I realized like they haven't cast anyone else important for this movie, so there's no one else we can introduce here.
Well, I
So
was
theoretically, the only real
yeah.
person they would introduce is Tom Cruise. So
Well,
I'm like, oh, it's Tom Cruise.
Well, I wasn't thinking about the cast list when I was watching the movie, but
This is how my brain works, right?
Yeah,
It's not my fault,
obviously.
dude. Not on my level.
oh, I like to not think about these things when I'm actually watching the movie. I like to,
Yeah, take it in.
take it in. But definitely, yeah. So he fights himself, and then he ends up shooting his actual wife, which is
And then he's
one of the
kinda-
survivor.
Then he kind of leaves her there for a while.
And then he's
goes
like,
off.
"Stay here." And he goes up,
Uh,
pretends to be
the other technician.
the other
guy.
technician, because I guess there's lots of these little houses, and they all say don't go in the other areas because it's radiation
Yeah.
to keep them away from each other.
Yeah.
And then so basically, he goes back into this new house, and because his first clone lady was like, "You're not coming back," and she gets killed off by the drone.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently she's expendable. Then he goes back, tricks her basically, because she, and then goes back, saves his wife, and goes back to the Scaves.
Yeah, pretty much. That's about sums it up. And then of course you have the big showdown when they finally realize what's going on. They had the big old battle, the other drones, and
Yeah, because
Of
drone
course,
right
yeah.
before they're about to launch the nuke, the other drones find them.
Drone fight.
and then Morgan Freeman kind of has his like I'm kind of dying but not really speech.
Right? Yeah.
And he finally gets like, okay, fine, they want me, let's go get it. So he flies up to the mothership basically. And in the meantime, we get a lot of flashbacks and exposition before that.
Mm-hmm.
Where it turns out the world was taken over by, and I could not get this hilarious image out of my head, by an army of Tom Cruises.
Yeah. So
And that idea is so fucking hilarious
That
in
is
it
itself.
was pretty. Yeah. So as he's
Like,
going
just
into
the shortest army imaginable.
it's funny because when they go into the what do they call the triangle? The Tet? Is that what
The
the
Tet.
The Tet was the alien mothership.
And it looks like HAL 9000. Sorry, it looks like HAL 9000 if it like
It was a giant
continued
floating
evolving.
triangle shape.
Do you know what HAL 9000 is?
No.
2001: Space
Yeah,
Odyssey.
yes.
Oh yes.
I haven't even seen that.
I watched that
movie,
in
and I
class
know.
actually.
Yeah. So,
But we see like literally like all these capsules filled with cloned Tom Cruises like growing, and then
again, I thought it was like the fucking Matrix.
and then basically we see all these cloned women, and basically it turns out that this was like a NASA team that was going up to like investigate what this Tet was, and it was Tom Cruise and then the girl character. They sent off the capsule of all the sleeping people because they're like, oh, let's save these people, and basically they got captured and cloned, and that's how the cloning started. And then they blew it up.
And that's the movie.
Pretty much,
and
yeah.
then the ending. Okay,
The fact that we spent most of the time talking about the story of the movie kind of tells you how overconvoluted it is.
Well, it was actually refreshing to watch a movie that actually had to think about what was
really
going on.
have to think.
I mean, most of the movies I've seen, at least this whole year, were.
Well, I mean, yeah, you've seen nothing but shit this year.
Yeah,
right?
so
that's not really helpful in this case.
This movie actually had a storyline with like multiple plot twists, which is I don't know. To me, like I don't remember a movie in recent time that actually had a storyline.
Please,
and
Jack the Giant Slayer had 3 villains. Come on, you can't beat that.
Yeah, but I really did enjoy this movie.
And it's like, I'm not saying it was a bad movie by any means. I just don't think it was great. Like that's pretty much where I'm coming from on this.
Honestly, I'm kind of a snob when it comes to movies. I don't like a lot of movies at all, and I like this movie.
Yeah.
So I mean, I wouldn't watch it again. I'd watch it with someone. I'd say, hey, I thought this movie was good. Come watch this, with me.
Right.
I promise it's not going to be The Grudge.
Right.
Okay.
So I guess basically you would see it again.
I would if I
with
was
another
to watch
person.
with someone, definitely.
I would too. I would watch this
Like-
movie again.
Like I said, I just didn't find the characters that interesting. The story was just, again, it just got over convoluted. With like too many plot twists. Like it didn't really.
I found
And too much exposition. Not enough.
You know what's funny? I actually liked the clone girl character because she was all like hey, we're in this like other planet stuck here, or supposedly, at least of her memory that she was given. Like, hey, we're on this planet, we're the last survivors. We're cleaning up before we go to our new colony kind of thing, which is all a lie. But and it was like, okay, if you're away from home and you're the last humans there, it's understandable that you want to go.
Well, I mean, it's like if you're the last two people on Earth, hell, I wouldn't mind being stuck in a little house with a hot British redhead chick.
Well, but if you are the redhead chick, you're probably like,
oh yeah, you're like, oh shit, Tom Cruise, that's it.
Katie Holmes had the same problem.
So if you are the redhead chick, I mean, I'm not surprised that she wanted to go home, and she was relatable as a character, so I liked her character.
I mean, none of the performances are bad. Like none of the
the acting was good.
The acting was good. Like I don't have any problem with that. Like I just
the cinematography was also really cool in this movie.
Yeah,
like I really enjoyed
good.
the cinematography in this movie. I thought it was edited well. The whole.
Well, if you're going
movie.
from a strictly technical standpoint, yeah, it was like the
It was
CGI was
great.
good. The acting wasn't bad. It's like
I couldn't really find a big fault in this movie. There's nothing in this movie
I
that
can
says
think of a big fault, which is the fact that just a lot of the characters just aren't interesting.
they were.
I mean,
okay.
the only thing that's interesting about them is where they come from. But the characters themselves are pretty bland.
I thought.
British chick was bland.
Okay, British was bland, but
Tom Cruise was interesting.
Tom Cruise was very interesting.
Tom Cruise is playing Tom Cruise. He's played his character before.
But
Yeah.
he was very. It was
It's
a
a good
deep
character. That's
Like
why
this movie, a lot of
pushed him back.
subtleties. Like a lot
Like
of
what?
subtleties.
Like
in
what
this movie.
subtleties? Be specific.
Like there's little things that you see in the movie. They'll come up later, like the Yankees hat, the baseball,
You didn't-
the viewing, like.
It did
binocular
that
thing.
too much. That
But
was
it
another issue
all-
I had from. No, you didn't need that. Like
Well, to be
that-
honest, it all tied in.
It
though.
all tied in.
no,
at
it
the
was
end.
that adds to that's the issue I had towards the end. It was like there was pointless explanation, things we never had questions about. Like the picture in the room, for example, you could have just assumed that they had a camera lying around. It's not infallible.
But,
I didn't.
Right.
But it was
And
satisfying.
where like some
though.
other no, it
Well,
wasn't. It
although
was
I
just
gotta
needless
say,
exposition.
I gotta say, it was a big question to me. Like, why is he thinking about New York? Like,
Right,
where did he ever see it?
Because they
If-
keep
if-
at flashbacks of
But
New
you
York.
could have
If the
just
war was 60
assumed that's
years
where it came
ago.
from. You got the cloning part and the introduction of his wife. You could have easily just fill in the
Yeah,
blanks
but we
from
didn't
there.
know about the cloning.
We didn't know about the cloning part.
I'm talking more
from the
specifically
beginning.
towards the end.
But see,
Oh
as
yeah,
a,
well
as a
then we
viewer,
knew about it.
That's
by
my
the
point.
end.
It still keeps explaining things.
But as a
towards
viewer,
the very end.
it's satisfying to see that explained and being shown.
But there's
that,
a lot
you
of things
know?
we never asked questions about. Like, after you find it's a clone and there was a Nazi in space and there were a bunch of clones of Tom Cruise, you can basically fill in the blanks. You didn't really need to have that long, drawn-out flashback of them on NASA. I mean, I'm not saying it didn't help clear the picture a little bit more, but
Honestly,
at that point, I stopped asking questions. So,
Honestly, to me, I enjoyed that flashback of NASA. It's kind of like the movie started in the middle almost. It goes to the end and then it kind of like goes back to the beginning and shows you how it
Right,
started.
It has a bit
you
of
didn't,
backtrack.
you
Which-
didn't
which
need
is
it.
cool. I liked it. I liked
I'll
it.
be honest, it was like satisfying to a viewer. Like I saw it, I was like, oh,
Like-
wow, this is what they were. This is where that picture comes
Like as
from.
a visual person,
that
like,
tied in the two houses. There was one picture in both the houses that he visited. It was them, like it was the British chick and the Tom Cruise chick, and it looked like they were about to kiss or whatever. But when they went to the end and they showed where that picture was actually taken, they weren't about to kiss.
right.
And
But again, that's
it-
again, I didn't really pay attention to. Or like,
I love that actually.
it was
to
like-
me, it
I
was
thought it was a
satisfying because
nice
it's like
little-
that's something that popped up in the movie multiple times.
it's a nice little
And
subtlety.
this movie had a lot of subtleties, and it was very satisfying to watch that for me. Because
Yeah.
to me, I don't know. To me, it's all about the little things, and this movie did a lot of the little things.
I'm not sure I agree with that necessarily. I mean, like, maybe the picture scene's a good example. I'll give you that one. All right, fair, to be fair. That being said, like the kind of like all these phrases they constantly said that how that was brought back in the NASA thing, that also felt a little forced in my opinion. Like, and you didn't, you know, like for example, like the phrase the British chick kept saying, like just another day in paradise.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't need that. You didn't need like a lot of those things, like
Right.
dream of me or something like that when he says to his wife.
Right.
Both and
Well,
both things.
I
You didn't
thought-
need that.
No,
Honestly,
I like that.
That didn't
I like
need
the
an
dream-
explanation because
No.
it's like that point you just assume that's something he would say. You don't
Alright,
need to
this-
tie it into
I don't
something.
like to assume things. I
gonna-
like to be shown things.
All right, so the Another Day in Paradise thing. This
Bullshit,
is something.
yeah.
This is something that the British chick would repeat, right?
She repeats it the
What-
whole movie.
What I thought after the first 3 times she said it, I thought it was like a BioShock, you know.
That
how-
would've
you
been
know,
awesome.
Would you kindly? I thought it was that kind of thing. That's what I totally expected. But then I realized she said it in the ship, and the computer, like, that was already picking up on their stuff, the computer that cloned them, put it in her DNA to say that over and over.
But again, that could have just been a character quirk. You need again.
Yeah, but this
that's
was
not
an
something you needed-
explanation.
You didn't need an explanation for it. It's wasted minutes.
I don't think it's wasted. I thought.
It's
didn't
like something
think so.
you would never ask why'd you keep saying that? I guess let's face it,
But
we have millions of
It
movies.
stood out. It stood out.
Obviously, if you
Very much
wouldn't
so.
ask it, you would just kind of brush it aside. But now that it's just explained to you, it made.
Well, if you're gonna brush it aside, why bring it back up at all?
I thought it added to the movie.
What does
it
it
made
add?
more sense after.
How does that make more sense?
It also explained how the people crash landed in the capsule as well.
What does that have to do? Wait.
The whole ending sequence.
Okay, I'll give you that one. But again, I'm talking strictly about the phrase here because again, this bothered me because I was like, this is pointless explanation because you did not need an explanation for this. It is pointless. It is unnecessary. You could easily cut it out and you would not have missed it.
It explained that she's not saying that because of her character.
You
quirk.
never asked that goddamn question, so why does it matter?
It showed how it basically reinforced her cloneness. The saying, "Oh, it's not a character quirk. This was programmed into her," like Trey was saying.
Right. Yeah.
And I wouldn't have
Why
thought
is
of
that important?
But I wouldn't have thought of that if they didn't show that.
It was like character development.
That was
that
character wasn't really developed all too well anyway.
I thought
Well, it was
they
part
disguised
of
the
it,
true
yeah.
character really well throughout
Like
the whole movie.
because she was a clone, you know, she was not a real person.
I
Right.
thought it was
I
pointless.
could-
So it turns that phrase from a character quirk to like, oh shit, this was programmed. You know, she's
Yeah.
a clone. Like it kind of like brings everything, ties it back together.
Okay, well, talking about pointless things, let's talk about 2 things in particular because these things kind of bother me. And I have a feeling we're going to disagree on the second one, so I'm going to read the one, Bob.
Yeah, that was pointless.
Bob
That
the
was
bobblehead.
Should have named it Elvis.
You know what's
So
funny?
that's what it
I
was.
I laughed when he first brought that.
Yeah,
like,
but
when
it
he put that
got
up,
like
I laughed.
kind of
chuckled.
like
And-
after like the 5th time they make a fucking joke about it.
I chuckled.
Hey Bob, what you think? Oh, you agree? Okay.
And then the Bob's like, Bob, don't get shaky on me. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, damn it.
Yeah,
I'm
I agree.
a
That was-
fan of puns, as you guys know.
I know, and I hate you for that.
I really. Hey, you know what? I see nothing wrong in puns.
Pun is the lowest form of comedy. Don't even try to discuss the
They
I
say
point.
enjoyed it.
sarcasm is, but
Yeah.
At least
Fun is the
sarcasm,
same.
you can fool people with sarcasm.
yeah,
Yeah.
I disagree with the sarcasm being the lowest. Yeah,
Yeah, but
I think the
Puns that-
lowest is British comedy.
I mean, it added a little.
I hate British humor
Well, anyways,
a lot.
I thought it added a little bit of like
talk
ah ha
about
ha to a movie that was like serious.
It didn't work as a comedic relief.
Well, I don't know what your second thing is. It might be the same thing, but why did they have to why did they have to like keep showing us landmarks from New York? Like every single landmark.
Yeah, like
everything.
And I think one thing put it out too, like put up in post was like, if the world ever goes wrong in New York, stay the fuck away from the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And
Statue of
somehow-
Liberty gets messed up in every
He
movie.
got from New York to Washington in like a minute. He zoomed by the fucking
Oh, I forgot about that.
Washington-
The
yeah,
Washington Monument.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Remember, they do
from
have
New
this
York.
cool technology that lets them like fly super fast.
That's true.
And then
Why?
they had the football scene. That one kind of
You
annoyed
know,
me.
I liked the football scene.
It was
I
pointless.
liked the football. You're not a fan of football. Like, you have to. I feel like
It didn't add anything to the story. It just added one extra little thing to throw him in the end too, to explain. Which again,
I felt like it made him like. The whole time in the movie he's loving Earth. He doesn't want to leave, and like basically it's showing all the things that he loves about his planet and his home. And he's like, I don't want to.
You just didn't.
If you don't show any of that stuff, then it's like, what is he attached to?
He had the whole thing log cabin. That could have sufficed.
You think he's gonna be attached to a log cabin? That's not.
Yeah, he fucking built it. I'm assuming he's attached to it. He has all these things. He's laying in this new scenery. You could just use that. You didn't need the football scene.
Is the football? I don't know. I when he was like describing like the
Stop
touchdown,
apologizing for everything, Raj. Get angry, goddammit.
I liked it.
I thought it was.
I liked it.
I mean, I'm not a fan of football, but
Right.
it was cool how he was like ignoring the British chick, and he kept.
I'll
like,
give you that. All right.
he was like, and then the crowd goes wild.
And then the actual cheers came out. I thought
Yeah.
that was overkill.
And you could still like hear him like going. It was hilarious. I thought that was funny.
it was cool. I liked it.
I just.
It was one of those like when you're a kid and you're just like imagining things happening around you, and it's like I don't know. It was.
I thought it was unnecessary, but I think.
Okay. Never
Because
mind.
there's a lot of fucking unnecessary shit in this movie, Raj.
Well,
It's little subtleties.
It is not subtlety. They throw it in your fucking face.
At the end, it ties into it.
what do you think they?
Because they
should-
throw it in your fucking face.
What do you think they should have done though? What do you think they should have done?
It's like, look, character quirks, you can't just constantly remind the audience of character quirks because it becomes annoying. It becomes transparent. Like the phrases, for example, like the football thing. Like, it just kind of throws it in your face. There is subtlety to be had, but it needs to be actually subtle.
But the phrases wasn't a character quirk. Remember, they tied it in the end.
Well, technically, it kind of is.
No,
Well, because if it's quirk of the character that was cloned, technically it's still a character quirk.
it was programmed into her to say, and I think they made it overly not subtle on purpose because like it's not just a human, it's a clone, and she's programmed to say it, and she's gonna say it. You know what I mean? It made her non-human. It was like a machine.
Look,
at that point, just repeating lines.
Clones is not a new idea in movies. I'm not gonna say this isn't original in that regard, but
the way they
there are better ways to do it, in my opinion. I'm trying to figure out how I would do this. Look, don't you guys give me your silent judgment.
Not sure what to do, dude.
Don't you fucking judge me. It's like, I don't know, I just wish, like, a lot of the subtleties we're talking about is really just kind of thrown in your face, and a lot of it just is needless exposition that, again, you don't need. Let the character quirks, whether they're from the clone or not, be just that. Don't give an explanation for it. Just let it be that. Don't constantly remind the audience of it. That's just obnoxious. That's just annoying.
For me, personally, now that I know, because, obviously they explained it all really in-depth at the end, which you obviously think is unnecessary. To me, now knowing that, if they had taken that out, the movie would have been less satisfying for me, I think.
I don't think we'd even notice a difference.
I think I would notice a huge difference, because one, the whole ending...
Because I guarantee you, if they cut that out, you now walked out of the theater and go, well, why'd you keep saying that one phrase? You would not have asked that.
It made it
guarantee
well,
you.
I was asking that when she first started.
Well, again, you just disregarded it as just kind of a, okay. She said
I was expecting it to get explained though.
Well, yeah, because you're expecting the Bioshock twist.
Yeah,
right.
Well, that's because you were expecting the Bioshock twist, though. That's the difference.
That's true. Well, it stood out to me definitely. Like, I wasn't thinking, oh, that's how they control her.
Now, I will give props to the picture thing. Now that I think about that, actually was clever. I will give it that much.
Actually, yeah.
That was really
that
clever.
was super clever.
I will give it that, but I still think there are a lot of other things that you could just have done without, and it would have been better if it was left off. That's my opinion.
Like, the whole, so when they're approaching the Tet in their spaceship, the whole exposition at the end, he's like, oh, I'm not
saying that scene didn't have
that
purposes.
Explained how, the whole wife thing where, how... Basically, that explained how they crash landed, where she came from.
I will give it that part was useful.
And that was very useful. Like, without that,
but again,
what? This makes no sense. But after I saw that, I was like, that makes a lot of sense.
I will give it that. It justified just for that alone. I will give it that much. Right. However, they also didn't need it. Again, when he looks through the capsule and he goes, dream of me, as he sends her off, it's the exact same thing he said before he put in the capsule the second time. Which, again, you didn't need that. That was completely pointless. Again, it just adds needless exposition to something that already has needless amounts of exposition.
I think it would have been needless if the whole motif of their relationship for the first half of the movie was not through a dream, but it was through a dream.
But technically, this is still through a dream then.
No. The whole
the first half of the movie, their relationship.
He didn't know that.
Yeah,
she was
he didn't
his wife.
know that she was.
He was
his
just
wife.
dreaming of her, like bits and pieces.
Then in the capsule, he said, "Dream of me," because that meant a lot to him because he dreamt of her. That's how he survived with her.
Yeah.
All of his clones.
To me, that was very meaningful and like heavily weighted.
Okay, I think we're just gonna agree to disagree on this. Let's move on to Trey. Does anyone have anything else to say about this movie that we haven't already kind of argued about up to this point?
I like that movie.
I liked the movie. It was really cool.
Movie.
It was really good, I thought. Yeah, go see it.
Go see.
Okay.
Well,
it's okay.
I thought it was good.
Let's put an annotation in the beginning. They should see it and not watch the movie to have the spoilers ruin it.
Yeah.
I think that bridge is crossed, but
I mean, we could always put a little note up here,
could.
you know, somewhere on the screen.
I could. I just don't know if I care enough.
Over here. Hopefully.
I thought it was a good movie.
I just realized I was covering Trey's face this time.
Oh, right.
Yeah, a good movie.
Oh, Michael.
Let's see. Yeah, the acting was cool. Do you know who was the actress who played the wife?
I know she was in Quantum of Solace. That's all I know.
Craig?
Wouldn't that make a much more interesting movie?
That would be interesting.
Everyone treated Daniel Craig like a girl. That'd be hilarious.
That would be.
We all know you have issues with Daniel Craig there.
I do.
Trey.
Well, not with Daniel Craig, just with James Bond, modern James Bond movies.
That's a different topic.
Oh, see, cast Tom Cruise. Was it Olga?
Yeah, that's Olga.
Olga.
Okay.
Olga Krylov. It's some Russian name.
Where's Aussie when you're here?
Oh.
Okay, so let's move on to trailers then.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, she was a good actress, you know, and she had to deal with him not knowing who she was for the first part of the movie after she was found. I thought, you know, and then basically she's basically like, oh, he's with this blonde chick. All right.
Redhead.
Redhead.
Let's not get mixed up, man.
I'm sorry, mixing things up here.
She had a nice ass.
I woke up too early.
Got a nice ass.
Getting
Got a
tired
nice
here.
ass.
But anyways, yeah, I'm tired at this point. Where was I going with this? So she has to deal with Tom Cruise's character, you know, basically living with this redheaded woman, British woman, and she took it well. I thought, you know, you could tell how she was kind of like
one could argue
silently depressed on the side. You could see her like facial expressions. Like,
yeah,
maybe it was it was decent enough.
She looked depressed, but she didn't make any too forward. You know, she let him discover through, because slowly as he dreamed, like, you know, small patches of dreams of him and her, and dreams became longer and more vivid, and eventually he's like, whoa, we're husband and wife.
Yeah.
And they did that at the monument where he asked her to marry her. I thought that was
that was a good time. They tied in a lot of shit.
They tied in a lot of shit.
But I will say,
all the random crap that was unnecessary, they tied it in very well.
There was one thing that in the movie that just...
There we go.
One thing in the movie that just didn't make sense to me, and I'm super surprised you didn't bring it up.
Oh, and I forget.
Was the ending, how they got the bomb to the triangle.
They flew it up.
To the pyramid.
It was inside the ship.
But the ship was about to destroy them, and the ship's like, what are you doing here? And Tom Cruise is like, I want to kill you, lol.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And the triangle's like, oh, come on in. My mistake. Okay.
No, I thought
I thought that was actually kind of a clever part.
Yeah,
he's still technically telling the truth, but the computer thing is telling it.
The computer's like, you're lying. I can see your heart rate going higher. And so
the computer's all like, oh, you want to kill yourself? I can dig that.
Pretty much. Something like, well, it's like he thinks he's going there to save the planet because they're going to save her, something like that. Basically, it's kind of a double mean.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, you're lying to me, I'm going to kill you. So he actually tells the truth in a way that kind of is not telling the truth. So they're like, oh, okay, you're from our like lie detector test. You're not lying.
Okay.
He told interpretive truth. Basically.
I got that. Right.
Now that part I actually thought was clever. To give her credit.
I got that.
Now, on that point, that kind of leaves one thing I was kind of asking myself, which is like, if you're gonna kill him, why just do it now anyway? If the giant triangle is going to kill him anyway, why not just shoot him down now? Wait till he lands and has a monologue.
They did say that you have to be at the very center of it, like, you know, like, oh, make sure you get this bomb to the center.
No, I'm talking about the actual robot chick. Like, she says, come to the place because I'm probably going to kill you, but I'm going to let you go to me and have a monologue first for some reason.
Yeah.
Okay, the one thing I actually I felt like could have been way more explained and it left me unsatisfied was when he got to the Tet. It was like this big, huge build-up, and, you know, it was like, I don't know, I was kind of let down by what the Tet was.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be...
It's basically a mixture of if HAL 9000 had a baby with Galactus.
But I thought there was going to be an actual race of people who are, you know what I mean?
That's what I expected. Yeah.
I expected a whole army race of people.
Wasn't in the budget. There were too many Tom Cruises.
They had to pay 2 Tom Cruises.
No, yeah.
And like make all the clones and invade the world with the shortest goddamn movie. That still makes me laugh. Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, if anything that, like, for me, that stood out to me as it was bad. Oh, no, not bad, but, you know, kind of bothered me was that I expected something way more from the Tet.
Fair enough.
Kind of like anticlimactic.
That's fair enough. Yeah. So like overall, like I think, despite our disagreements, I think you and me, Trey, probably both give it like around a 7. Well, I would give it a 7.
Okay. Trey's like, nah.
I'm like, it's not a 9 or a 10.
Be on my side, man.
It's not okay. Let me logic this out. It's not a 9 or a 10. it's probably an 8, leaning towards 7, leaning towards 9 as well. I don't know. I guess it's a pretty solid 8.
I'm gonna give it a solid 8, 8.5. You know, definitely it deserves higher than what it has on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh yeah, I agree on that. Definitely.
Yeah.
I thought that, you know, I really did enjoy the movie. I'd go see it again. Maybe just to get a better understanding of it. Like, there's some movies where I watch it once, I'm like, okay, I absorbed everything. Now I just want to watch it again to, you know, dissect it a little bit. So.
Okay. So on that note, let's move on to trailers because we got a few ones to talk about that as well.
Yeah,
So.
definitely.
Pretty bad. Were there only 2 trailers?
No, there's more than that.
There's more, yeah.
I only remember 2.
Raj only saw 2 because
I only saw 2.
he went to grab snacks or had to deal with something.
Yep.
But that's a whole other story. But the first one we got was one I kind of laughed at a lot. But it was basically what the fuck was it called?
I don't remember the first. Oh, was it the White House Down?
Yeah, White House Down.
It
basically
it's
direct.
I missed that one.
What was that?
I missed
Olympus Has Fallen. It's basically Olympus
Olympus
Has
Has
Fallen
Fallen,
all over
yeah.
again. It's like, didn't we just get this movie? Because it's directed by the guy made 2012 and Independence Day and all that stuff. So you know it's like a disaster movie.
Yeah, when's he gonna get over it?
Yeah, but so like that looks really, really fucking generic.
Yeah, that does look generic.
But then we got Star Trek, which
I'm really looking
I'm
forward
actually
to.
really excited about that.
Quite good.
The first Star Trek was really good movie in my opinion.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
super good movie, and I'm really looking forward to this one.
Well, it's like I love the guy who plays the villain. I forget his name. It's something British.
Matthew Broderick.
No, no, but it's like
You know what? You know what's funny? The first Star Trek was like, who the hell are these actors? Like, you know, like
Yeah.
it was a bunch of like
Everyone-
not.
There was Siler in there.
Yeah, no, it's like fuck you. That's Siler, man. I know
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, but for the most part, there were a bunch of people that, you know, majority of like the viewing
and that's the
audience
cat
didn't know.
lady from Avatar. But that's
Yeah.
all.
Was it?
And
Yeah, the black chick. That was
Oh.
the chick who played girl played the girl in Avatar.
Oh.
it was good,
But
pretty
it's
damn
like,
good
oh
movie.
yeah, it's like I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good.
I think it's gonna be quite a good.
It's like
movie.
I love the guy. I call him Sherlock because he's Sherlock to me. But yeah, I like him, so I'm really looking forward to see what he is as a full-fledged villain because you just know he's been dying for that role.
Wait, is that the British Sherlock?
Yeah, the British
Cumberbatch?
Yeah, that guy. He plays the villain.
I only know it because one of my friends is always like, "Ooh, this guy! Ooh, ooh."
Well, he's a great actor.
I don't like his name, but it just sticks in my mind.
He has that one of those great deep villain voices, and every time you hear, it's like, ooh.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, and then we got
Will Smith.
Yeah,
we got After Earth.
Oh my god, that movie looks terrible.
Okay, you know what? Like, if it wasn't Will Smith in that trailer, I don't know. For me, Will Smith made it a little higher than probably should be. Like, you know, rating wise.
I was okay with it until I heard M. Night Shyamalan directed that. I was like, oh,
why did
fuck,
that
you
ruin
tricked
it
me.
for you?
That shouldn't ruin
That shouldn't
it.
ruin it for you.
Airbender, come on,
Okay,
people.
he also
had a
did
bad one.
One of the
yeah.
worst movies ever. Like,
Oh,
No,
I
I
mean,
wouldn't say it was the worst
it has
movie.
1% on Rotten Tomato. All right.
I don't think it deserved.
I don't think it
1%.
deserved that
at least
low
had
rating.
a little bit of entertainment value. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are like, "Ooh, Avatar! I watched it as a kid, so it's holy." A lot of people had that kind of attitude going into it.
Yeah, definitely.
So and
It doesn't seem like it's kinda
because it was a
boring.
bad movie and like because it was an average to bad movie, a lot of people just got let down.
Yeah.
By
Like
by that theory, a lot of people have been disappointed by like more of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles than they actually were.
Which one?
But you know, he did some good
Well,
movies. I thought Devil was good. M. Night Shyamalan, Devil.
Devil?
Sixth Sense.
Really?
Devil was. I was on my seat. I
Really?
was on the edge of my
Devil?
seat. Yeah.
Yeah, Devil.
Devil was crazy.
Devil was, yeah.
That one is stupid ass twist.
It was a movie about an elevator.
Yeah, come
like,
on, man.
For what it was, it definitely
Was-
you know.
yeah.
You
it
guys
was
are
cool.
clearly more forgiving than I am.
Yeah, and Sixth Sense, obviously.
Okay,
Yeah.
Sixth Sense is a
He
classic.
did Unbreakable too, right?
Yeah, but
yeah.
people are mixed on that one, so,
So, I
that
mean,
one's
that
really
was
more
a
your
good
thing.
Honestly, everyone has their bad movies except Christopher Nolan because he's my favorite director of all time. None of his
Dude, he
movies
had
are-
one bad movie, The Dark Knight.
No, The Dark Knight? Are you kidding me?
I'm shitting you.
Okay, I hope so.
I'm fucking
Get
you.
out. Just get out of the car now.
But you know, I have hopes for this movie. I hope, like, from the trailer, it didn't look horrible.
Dude, the worst. I mean, honestly, like, it's a good premise. You know, coming back to Earth, crash landing on Earth, and then like all the creatures want to kill you. They all evolved to kill you, as they said.
Yeah, so send the little kid out.
Yeah, if there were no... Okay, here's my logic. If there were no humans on Earth for the past whatever, these creatures would not evolve to kill you. They would
Right.
evolve without your presence.
And not to mention the tagline is complete bullshit.
What was
Yeah,
the tagline?
don't fear.
Like fear is a choice. Bullshit. No, it's not.
Dude, and the accent that they both
They didn't. It wasn't
Could not
necessarily an
pull off.
accent. It was Will Smith doing a commander-in-chief voice. Pretty
No,
much.
dude,
Basically.
you go back and listen to it when you get home. It's like trying to be British and trying to be like old white guy at the same time.
Okay, that's one
It's gonna be bad.
We'll see. I mean,
I don't know, it looks better than
Yeah.
it looks better than Signs. Like,
yeah, it has potential to be good, but also the potential.
even when I was a kid, I hated Signs.
So
Signs
what was
scared me.
what was the
That
last
a
one?
Scary movie.
Sign was the one with Mark.
No, what was the last? What was the
Oh,
trailer after that?
fuck! I know we got one more.
There was one more.
I don't remember
There
the
was
last
one more.
This happens every single time. We just like get to the third trailer, we forget
We're
the
like,
fourth.
Oh, and it was funny because that's the most recent trailer that we saw.
Oh,
Um,
fuck! Was another like sci-fi movie?
There was. I have a feeling it's a movie that I wanted to see too.
I can't remember it.
Olympus Has Fallen 2. Star
Yeah.
Trek.
Star Trek.
Uh,
With the what Will Smith
Af-
movie.
After Earth, I think is
The
what it's
Fresh Prince of New Earth.
I'm trying to look at upcoming movies on my phone just to see if it'll remind me.
called. Oh, it was some obscure shit.
It was like someone's name, right?
Oh, it was that Supernatural movie. City of
Oh,
Bones.
right. City of
Yeah,
Bones.
City Bones. You know, I actually now that
Dude,
you.
that looks like a Twilight.
It does.
honestly.
It does. It looks like if Leader was like, so is this like White Blade? Or
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
It really does look like Twilight. Though.
I want to see that trailer again because originally I was like, this actually it looks like it has potential, but I want to see it again because
It's like I
I feel like I didn't get
I
everything.
looked over because that's like the white guy with the hood and he's supernatural and only the girl can see him. It's like,
Yeah, that was
it's like what? What do you
Just,
see?
like,
You don't
crying.
see that? It's a brooding
Yeah.
white dude. I must love him.
Well, I
and
didn't
then,
love
of
him part,
course,
but-
she's the key to everything.
Yeah, so I don't know. I want to see that trailer again before I comment because definitely.
And they
like-
hunt demons and all that shit.
Yeah.
But
I'd rather watch Supernatural.
yeah, even
Which
though
is not a bad show.
I like
it's
it.
a very good show.
I like
it.
It's very entertaining.
or at least the first six seasons are. They kind of dropped in the last couple. But anyway, that's
Okay,
that's another topic.
Yeah.
So that's all the trailers. So, final thoughts.
Watch Oblivion.
Yeah, watch it. The movie. I think it's definitely worth seeing.
See it
It's a good
matinee.
movie.
See it matinee.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You won't feel.
It's better than
disappointed
Scary
at all.
Movie 5.
Lot better. No, actually, I would pay a full price for that. If I paid
Yeah.
a full price for this
Oh no!
movie,
Well, I mean,
I
on
would
average,
be satisfied walking out, saying like, okay, I got my money's worth.
on average, I think a lot of people would be, really happy with matinee price. Like, even if they didn't like it, they'd walk out being like, that was visually stunning. I'm glad I saw that. In
The
theater.
audio was good.
The audio was really good.
Even the sound effects. I don't think we talked about that, but I thought the sound effects were cool.
Sound effects were cool, like the hovering noise, like
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
all cool.
It was cool.
So like overall, acting was good, CGI is good, action's good.
To me, the story was cool.
The
I
story I
liked the
thought
story.
the story I thought was kind of where it fell apart. But again, apparently it's up to opinion.
All the little things that they mentioned,
Not little things.
ties it up, man. at
Throw
the
it in your
end.
face.
Yeah, but
No subtlety.
but where you say it's like not needed, I think like it tie it together.
Subtlety is doing little things that you wouldn't order in this unless you're paying attention for it. Subtlety is not, here's little things that we're going to bring back and throw in your face later and I find like the movie. I'm going to stop now before we get into this.
The picture was subtle. The picture was
The picture was subtle.
subtle.
That much
The
I will
picture
give.
was subtle as fuck.
I'll give that one.
I had to
But
think
that's
about. I had to think about that for a bit.
That and a little bit pieces of flashback. That's all I'll give you.
The
But
flashbacks
other than
were
that,
good.
all that stuff.
all the other stuff was kind of like all tying
a good
his
movie.
character. Yeah.
Okay.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Okay. So my final thoughts, uninterrupted this time, gentlemen, is overall, I think it's worth checking out at least once. Again, I'd say matinee, something cheaper. I wouldn't pay full price for this necessarily, but it's a lot better than pretty much everything else that I announced. Unless you want to go to the Camera 7 and check out from Old Puppy Hill. But other than that, that's pretty much the only better movie I could think of. It's better than this one that's out right now. So
Probably the top of the box office.
it is the top of the box.
Yeah.
I
Top
know.
of the boxes.
Yep.
So
And I would pay full price for this
yeah.
movie.
oh yeah, but then
Oh,
again, you
I
guys aren't apparently
You-
aren't as mean as I am.
You paid 4 times.
I
full
think
price.
I think
I
things,
I technically paid a little over full price because I had to
No,
get a
I'm
phone
ta-
call
I'm
from
talking
you.
about-
I feel like the little
Garage
things that
fee.
bothered you don't bother like me and Trey.
I think we're bothered by a different set of things.
I think, yeah. You know.
I think you guys should learn taste.
Even like when me and Elisa, things that me and Elisa weren't bothered by that you were bothered by. I don't know. I see a trend.
I'm sorry. Beautiful Creature was still a shitty movie.
I don't think it was shitty.
It was shitty.
It was shitty until the last 5 seconds, and I'm like, yes.
No, it was all shitty. It was shitty,
Nah.
shitty, pointless, shitty. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. Okay. What happened to non-interrupted? Alrighty.
Anyways,
So
good movie.
that's about all we got. So see you all later. This what is coming up? Maybe we'll do 42 if we can still have time for it. Other than that,
What is the next movie?
Pain and Gain is the next one, and maybe The Big Wedding. I haven't decided if we're gonna do that one yet or not. So yeah,
Iron
that's
Man
all.
3 is coming out too.
That's the week after. So
Oh, okay.
that's about all we got for this week. Thank you all for joining this heated debate, and we'll see you all sometime next week.
Oblivion was really good.
Screw